you kick off the tight ends then, Ben. Who you got?
All right. So in the lineups that I can afford it, I do love coming back with Waller on those bill stacks that I'm going with. I just think he's like the only guy left that's like really good. I know we like Renfro, but like Waller's actually like a really good player. So this isn't Belichick, the Bills defense. Like they're not gonna be able to shut him down. So like Waller up top. I like Gesicki, obviously because I'm on Fitz. Hawkinson to me is a really sneaky good play. I don't know what his ownership's gonna be, but the Saints defense has just been getting trashed. So give me some Hawk. Hunter Henry again for the same thing as Eckler. There's three people in San Diego that catch passes, so that's fine by me. A few of the sneaky guys that I like, well, I shouldn't say like, that I am gonna dabble in a little bit. Dalton Schultz in Dallas, because I'm not playing a lot of that game, so I want to get a piece of it, but like be contrarian when I'm doing it. So I'm taking a little bit of Schultzy. And these next two, I'm gonna go to Gronk. Godwin's out. Gronk had 7 targets last week.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's 3,600. If he gets like 3 catches and a touchdown, he pays off. 7 targets, like 6 catches for 48 yards. Like that's fine by me. Like I'll take that free square if that's going to be the case.
But there's better values out there, Vinny.
The only other guy that I'm going to throw out there, and I hate this play. I haven't put him in a lineup yet, but I'm just throwing it out there. The guy's got 3 touchdowns is Jimmy Graham. No. I don't know what's going on.
I know. I actually, dude.
Eventually
Jimmy Graham's getting targeted like crazy.
You can't ignore it forever. I'm just saying, like,
I'm with you, Vin.
I do not have him in a lineup right now.
My hand was shaking when I was entering him in the earlier, but I was like, dude, the guy is getting targets. Like, we got like 8 targets last week.
Great. If Jimmy Graham beats me, like he could tweak something. He's a worse injury guy than freaking Fuller is.
Jim, he is, but he had 10 targets last week. Like,
hey, but guess what, Jim? You're playing Fuller this week.
Yeah, seriously. Like, don't talk to me about injury.
Do you want to make a bet of who scores more fantasy points this week?
Okay, well, obviously Fuller has more upside. I'm just saying from a target perspective at 3,800, like you can't ignore the guy. Like, okay, who's your $2,500 like sneaky slate breaker?
Go, Jim, go.
Troutman for the Saints.
Who is that? Oh, because Cook's out.
Cook's out. Even with Cook in,
they're not even going to run a tight end set. They're just going to run Hill, the backup quarterback, at tight end probably.
Okay, well that's great. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Taysom Hill.
I don't even know how to spell his name. Who is it?
Actually, fucking sucks. Okay, Taysom Hill is not good. Like everyone, I have no idea why they take plays away from Drew Brees, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, and let Taysom Hill think about throwing the ball.
They take plays away from Kamara and Thomas to give the ball to Taysom Hill. This is why I hate playing the fucking Saints.
It's baffling. But look, this week they're just going to be forced to throw it to this guy Troutman. He's $2,500. $2,500. Okay,
man,
so
you'd be priced higher than that.
Oh my god,
I probably would be. Last week with Cook in for most of the game, he got 3.7 points. If he gets me that again this week, I'll be happy, right? That's 2 catches for 17 yards. I will be more than happy. And
I'm going to ride a lineup, my biggest GPB crazy contrarian lineup with that guy in there so we can just be super juiced together on Sunday, right?
So look, I have a Saints stack in the $9 slant with Breeze, Kamara, and Troutman. I mean,
I can't believe I'm about to say this because I went into this the minute you said his name. I was about to say I'd rather eat a slug than play that guy.
Okay,
but I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. I'm like,
the slug tastes kind of good.
The $2,500. I'm going.
I don't know who he is, but he was a 3rd round pick. He's gonna. I mean, all right, fuck it. Like I'm in.
So I'm going back to Mark Andrews again. This is the same thing. Everyone saw him have a there you go. That's why I'm playing him. Everyone saw him have a horrible game.
Who,
Keith
Andrews?
Sucks.
Yeah.
We're
He dropped that touchdown last week.
He did,
Oh, yeah,
and it really fucked me. It lost me like probably $300 in Showdown. Like it sucks, but like I'm just gonna go back and play him, right? I'm gonna have some Kelsey. I'll go
I'd
back.
rather just go. Yeah.
I'll go back and I'm gonna play the guy that you suggested to play last week in your Danny Dime stack, Joey. But I think Evan Ingram
That really
actually,
worked out for me. Literally
Yeah.
everything worked last week except for my Danny Dime stacks.
shocking, absolutely shocking that the
Ooh.
Danny.
I mean, come on. Like, really, like, that was going to happen? Like,
Didn't see that
6
one
points?
Well, I mean, I did, but anyway, the way to attack the Rams don't have great safeties, and all of their linebackers are just subpar. In a game script that's really going to favor throwing to the tight ends, he's going to get the targets, and he's 5th in expected point value at tight end this week. So, I'll go there. And then my last one for a cheaper tight end again. I actually liked what I saw out of Greg Olsen in the Seattle game last week. And, we talked about trying to get exposure to that Seattle game. I think at 4,100, I love Gesicki, obviously, but I think at 4,100, Greg Olsen is a sneaky play. He doesn't need to get a whole bunch of points. That's what I like about some of these cheap tight ends. If he gets, 8 points or 9 points, that's more than 2x, and that's okay because that affords me money to spend up other places.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But that's why I just don't like the Mark Andrews play. Like, to me, like, I get it. I get the play 100%. I think Baltimore's going to be like ridiculously low owned. I don't know, man. Something just didn't feel right about that game. Like, I know they just got their ass handed to us, and all 3 of us played football and, played in college. Like, there's just some games where you come out from opening kick and you just don't got it, right? Like, I get it,
Yeah.
but dude, that
But
game
Lamar
just didn't feel right, man. Like,
passes.
it just didn't. And
I mean, that's why I never play Mark Andrews. It's not Mark Andrews, and like obviously Lamar is great, and he brought his team to where he did last year, and he's going to probably do it again this year. But as a fantasy standpoint, he might overthrow Mark Andrews 5 times. You know what I mean? And that's Lamar for you. And after last week's game, I can't trust it, and I just never go with Mark Andrews anyways. But
it's possible, but there's not many tight ends on the slate this week that have a 3 touchdown upside, and he does, and he's going to be 6 to 8% owned.
So the only reason why I agree with you on that, but Landon Collins does play for the football team, and he is actually like a real football player. I know that team doesn't have many. He's a pretty good player. Like, so I think if you're going to do it, I do like what you said earlier about going like Lamar Hollywood. That's my only thing on it. Like, if I'm going up at tight end, I'm just going to go up to Kelsey.
Yeah.
If I'm going up, I'm going Kelsey. I love Kelsey this week. I mean, there's just too many weapons. And again, I really think the Chiefs might put up 38 plus this week, and really want to prove it to the league and to everybody. Go like, no, we're still the same team, and we can still put up 40 and whoop the shit out of anybody we want. We're going to do it again and again and again. I love Kelsey this week. I'll pay up for that.
Do you think there could be a little letdown from the Chiefs, though? Like, they came out so hard.
I don't even think they came out.
Baltimore.
And they did smoke Baltimore. And I think it was more of, I think the Chiefs are just legitimately that efficient on offense. I don't think it matters who they face.
I know.
They are so dialed in, and Mahomes has such good timing and instinct. It is fucking insane. I haven't seen that.
The scary thing
in my lifetime.
I know you saw this firsthand with the Raiders. The craziest thing about him is, like, it could be like a 10-7 game going into the 4th quarter or into the 3rd, and Mahomes just throws for 4 touchdowns in a quarter. Like, they explode out of nowhere.
His timing of throws, I mean, the guy looks like he can do it blindfolded.
I know.
And again, so I'm all over Kelsey, and he's the only guy I'm paying up for. My mid-tier guys are Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. They both got that 8 to 10 target range. Gesicki is running over 80% of his routes from the slot this season. So if you're a person that just hates running tight ends, Gesicki's your guy. Hunter Henry is going to run from the tight end spot, but Hunter Henry is a beast, and he's a rookie quarterback's best friend, right? So my guys this week are Kelsey, Gesicki, and Henry. if I'm paying down for anyone, it's Greg Olsen. I just love the red zone potential of the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson's a goddamn Hall of Fame legend when he gets inside the 15, 10-yard line, right? I mean, it's all over the field, obviously, but when he's in the red zone, they never kick field goals. Russ puts it in.
I know.
And I think Olsen's always in that sweet spot there. So those are my guys. A dart I was looking at is Sample for the Bengals, but I keep leaning off of him just because he is the fourth target now with T. Higgins stepping up.
Yeah, so to
it was
me
a good call a few weeks ago. It burned all of them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, to me in that offense, it's become very clear. Like, this is one of the keys where, like, you have to watch the game to understand. T. Higgins has taken that big body role away from Sample, right? Like, they just said, okay, like, they've looked at the two and said, all right, well, we'll just run more three wide receiver sets and even put him real close to the line and almost run him out of, like, tight formations as a tight end. And, like,
exactly. Ever since Uzuma went out, T. Higgins stepped up, Drew Sample's out. So he was the only guy I was even looking at, kind of, and I still fell off of him. But, again, my tight ends I'm going to be heavily on are Gesicki and Henry. And if I'm paying up anywhere in a Mahomes stack, it's going to be with Kelsey. So any lineup I have Mahomes in, I have Kelsey in, without a doubt.
All right.